Team Trump or Team Elon, Steven? or Team enjoy the show?
Oh my God. Crazy, right? What a high profile breakup. It just like, it's funny just watching like every asset in the world sold off because they're breaking up. It's so funny. It says something about markets in this day and age.
I don't even think we gave them like a couple's name yet, did we? I didn't see any good, combination of the name. Can't think of anything good off the bat. Mump. I don't know.
It was hard to go to sleep last night because the memes in the Twitter feed were just endless. Yeah. So, if I'm looking a little tired, it's just because I couldn't pull myself away from the Twitter feed last night.
Yeah, the group chat was popping off with all the best ones.
Steven, was this coordinated or what? What's the intel?
So I thought that initially before the Epstein tweets, I was like, maybe this is strategic. Maybe this is like Elon needs to leave. He knows he's going to kind of be under a lot of pressure as a public company CEO unless he kind of distances himself from Trump. He's taken a lot of damage with Tesla. And so at first I thought it's like, okay, like they're organizing a public breakup so Elon can go back to his former life and try to unwind some of the damage. After some of those tweets, I'm obviously walking that back a lot. I'm not as sure on that one. I think probably not. Although you have seen like Europe suddenly likes him again. There really was like a swing, and these people that he's alienated now like him. So, I mean, who knows, man? I mean, maybe it was all a plan, but I would put the odds on that pretty low at this point. I was going to say like 60-70% chance in the beginning. As it escalated, though, much less sure.
I was thinking there's like a couple interpretations. I do lend some credence to what Steven said because that does more than what's on the surface. Because to me, it's like, I don't think Elon is a dumb person. I don't think he actually believed that the U.S. fiscal situation or even the trend could have been radically improved in like 4 months. That's one thought. But then the second thought is, maybe Elon's not listening to enough Bitcoin podcasts, and maybe he's truly in the dark on this topic.
I mean, he tweets, Austrian economists a lot. I truly believe, because I do think some of the analysis yesterday is, Elon's a very earnest person, right? And Trump's definitely not, right? And more principled, I would say, obviously, than Trump as well. So they kind of operates from this place of like very, very mission driven, principle driven, and just says what he thinks, right? And I think he's naive. I think he's naive about being able to get the deficit and the debt under control. I think he is. I think he genuinely thought that he could dive in and help out in an earnest way, and that he's actually just quite naive about this fact. I don't understand why he's immersed in this thought. I know he's been exposed to it. He, like I said, he's tweeting these Austrian economists, so he understands like sound money principles. And he just hasn't connected the dots that it's out, it's gone. Nothing stops the train at this point, right? So you've got to think outside the box, think from first principles, which is also something that he ostensibly is very good at and prides himself on. Always taking things down to physics first principles. I think he needs to understand that you just got to fix the money. You got to get down to the root of the problem, which is the broken money. I'm just blown away that he hasn't figured it out yet.
I'm inclined to agree with you to a certain extent. I think he really did think in almost a naive way that this was a problem that could be solved. My reasoning for that is like, it's a very enterprising techno-optimist sort of thing to think. And what I mean to say is Elon is the type of guy that thinks, oh, Twitter's not working well. I can just come in, I can rearrange things, I can, trim down we're going to fire a bunch of people, we're going to turn the revenue around, we're going to do these things. It's just a system that isn't optimized right. Like he thinks in terms of systems, that it's engineering, that if something isn't working, you just need somebody that's smart enough, that's willing to come in, willing to take some risks and turn it around. And that's what he's spent his career doing in many ways.
He's missed the analysis, because the analysis is it's the money that's broken and the risk is I need to go all in on Bitcoin. Right?
And it's further, it's just that like the political whole is not an engineering problem. Like even outside of like the Bitcoin component, it's just not an engineering problem. It's not, it is a system of, political ties and inefficiency and patronage and blackmail. And like, it's not engineering, it's human, it's political, and you can't engineer your way out of it.
Yep.
I also think there's a big miss on some of these takes that were showing tweets of Trump from like, it was literally from like 2012, 2011, 2013, talking about balancing the budget, this debt problem. And on the one hand, I understand that should be highlighted. It's like, hey, he's the president and he was saying this back then, he's saying this now. But they were like, oh, look, one tweet was like, if Trump spoke like this, he would win in a landslide. And my take is like, you literally have it completely opposite. He was able to say that when he was not a politician 12 years ago. Now he is a politician. He's trying to win a national election. If that logic was true, then Ron Paul would have been president.
Yeah.
Rand Paul would have been president. Thomas Massey would be on the ticket. Like, and they're not. You don't win a national election in a landslide by saying, hey, I'm going to cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and military spending. That's exactly. Not a winning message. So like, I think the takeaway there is I'm not saying it's good that the politicians are just kind of letting the train run forever, but you have to remember what the voters actually vote for. They don't vote for austerity.
No,
never.
And it's like, I don't know. I look at it as they tried. It feels like they tried it. They almost tanked the stock market in the process, right? We were down 30% on the S&P. They tried to kind of engineer some of the trade balances and cut spending and Doge and all these things. And like, I don't think it's just that Trump signed this bill. I think that there was just fundamental violent pushback from every faction, from everywhere, both investors, politicians, all of these, just all of these zones. And, I think the thing that the administration realized is like, you can't stop the train. You just can't. You tried, you can't. Because it looked like they were all in on that messaging. Besant, Trump, everybody was like, hey, we're going to cut spending. We're going to reduce the deficit. We're going to lower rates. We're going to refinance the debt. We're going to like get this thing in order. And I think they just realized the pain of doing so is a greater price than any politician can easily pay. And
JK, we're going to pass a massive spending increase and pressure Jerome Powell to raise or lower interest rates by a point for rocket fuel instead.
Run it hot.
Yeah. I just want to thank Mara really quickly for securing the Bitcoin network and for supporting this show. Thanks also to BTC in DC. Swan's working with George Washington University and BTC Prague to put on an awesome conference in DC. You can check it out at btcindc.com. Coming up late September this year. It's going to be a really unique one. And of course, always brought to you by Swan Private. We are here to help you build generational wealth, and these three guys know all about it.